Yes, it's John G. Sutton. Tales from the jails. Yeah, greetings, everybody. I'm going to talk today a little bit about inmates getting married in prison. Seriously. I mean, you wouldn't think it, would you? I mean, if you're incarcerated in, say, Wormwood Scrubs or somewhere like that, long-term prison, that you would be able to attract a wife and get married in prison and, I don't know, what usually happens when you get married is you go on honeymoon, don't you? Hardly sell Block H is the ideal hotel honeymoon, is it? I wouldn't think so, but listen, it happens. When I was, and romances in prison, they happen too. Especially these days, as we've got young female officers walking the landings of prisons like Wormwood Scrubs and Strangeways, where I worked. I mean, how attractive is that? Oh, good morning, yeah. You're looking lovely today, officer. Ah, you can imagine that, can't you? Anyway, I'll tell you a story. When I was working at the Scrubs, the inmate was John Stonehouse, ex-cabinet minister in Harold Wilson's government. He was the last minister for the Postmaster General, last one. He's the guy who introduced first and second class stamps, which in actual fact are more difficult to deal with than just one standard level for stamps, because it basically means that you've got to go through the things and say, first class, we'll deal with that, second class, no, taking up more time. Load of nonsense. John Stonehouse, you can blame him for that. When he was at the Scrubs, he was a right self-entitled Burke, yeah? He was working in the workshops and he complained because they were playing Radio 1 in the workshops. And he said, I can't stand all this pop music, can't stand it. He said, put Radio 3 on. So seriously, he made a formal complaint to the governor. So they put classical music on, Radio 3, which is the BBC station that plays classical music, for John Stonehouse, yeah? When the actual response should have been, you are in prison, this is a prison workshop, and you will get on with doing what you're told to do. But no, the governors were right up to John Stonehouse. One of the governors used to go and play chess with him at dinner time. Seriously, don't unlock him. Oh, we'll have a game of chess, John. Rather nice. Yeah, very good, yeah. The Queen's Gambit. Well, I haven't seen that for a while. Seriously, John Stonehouse. And when he used to go on visits, his girlfriend, they used to have special, I mean, I know this sounds unlikely, but they used to arrange for Stonehouse to see his girlfriend, what was her name? Sheila Buckley, yeah? And she'd come in a bloody fancy coat done up there, and staff were telling me that underneath the coat there was very little underneath, and she was entertaining John Stonehouse when she went to visit him, seriously, at Wormwood Scrubs. I met him a few times, John Stonehouse. He complained about me every time. Not because I was a bully or tried to be nasty to him, but because he was expecting the staff to wait on him like they were butlers. Officer, will you go and get me my copy of the Times and a bottle of Lucasade? I'll have a couple of Kit Kats as well while you're there, you know. Really? Making a mistake here, Stonehouse. Me jailer, you prisoner. That's the way it works for me. Anyway, when he got out, because he had a heart attack, they released him early. Yeah, I believe it was 19, so he got sentenced because he robbed everybody of hundreds of thousands of pounds. But that's all right. I mean, it's John Stonehouse, come on. I mean, everybody knows John, good old guy, member of the Privy Council. Did you know that? He was a member of the Privy Council when he was being banged up in Scrubs. Seriously. Another guy who got married in jail twice. Yeah, Charles Salvador Bronson. I don't know what he calls himself these days, but he managed to persuade women they'd never met him. I mean, or they'd spoken to him, you know, but he communicated with them, agreed to get married. One of them, a lady who married him, I mean, she didn't stay married to him very long. And whether or not they actually consummated this, I don't know. But Charles Bronson's bride, after she was divorced, overdosed on her. So she shuffled off her mortal coil. But the reason for today's little broadcast, Tales from the Jails, by the way, hey, subscribe, eh? How about that? Yeah. There's a guy in HMP Franklin who has just applied to the governor, because he has to have the governor's permission to get married. And his name is Levi Bellfield, age 53. Charming looking guy. Looks like somebody's inflated him with a bicycle pump. Got this big bloated face, big fat head, and no morals compass whatsoever. No, he can't have. He's doing 2 whole life sentences, plus time for murdering and abducting a 13-year-old girl called Millie Dowler. You know what I mean now? Levi Bellfield. Yeah, well, he has just applied for permission to get... I mean, what kind of a woman wants to get associated with a big, fat, ugly, ignoramus, murdering bastard like that? You know, I don't wish to defame the man, but it's impossible to defame him because he's a convicted murderer. And that's the fact. He has nothing to lose. He can't lose anything, can he? You can't insult him because he's been convicted of murder. He's absolutely as low as it goes. But he's going to apply, and if he gets permission, and apparently they're all saying it beggars belief that anybody would want to do this, but that's absolutely the case. He is applying to be married. I don't believe he will get married, but if he does, where's he having the nuptials? Yeah. Where's the stag night? Yeah. Down the block? Yeah. I mean, disgraceful, horrible, excremental shithouse. There we are. That's today's tale. A little rant today about people getting married in prison. When you're in prison, you're in prison. Yeah. That's my belief. I mean, by all means, you know, give people something to live for. Give them some proper guidance, education. That's good. Actually getting married to somebody while you're in prison, it may be a human right, but what about the human rights of Millie Dowler? She'll never get married, will she? All thanks to that infamous shithouse Levi Bellfield. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed today's Tales from the Jails. This is John G. Sutton. We'll speak again. Thank you very much. Hey, sign on, subscribe.